Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, June 17, 2015. I'm Lafren Fraser with the details. This country's Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, says it is unacceptable to have a public policy on citizenship grounded on ethnicity or national origin. Speaking to members of the media earlier today, Prime Minister Gonsalves says the issue of citizenship is serious business that cannot and must not be tampered with. Dr. Gonsalves says citizenship is the glue and bond that keep all Vincentians together, and the matter should not be dealt with irresponsibly or recklessly.
Honorary citizenship, which involved the grant of a passport. This proposal which he makes, and he uses honorary, I take it that he intends to issue a passport. Rather than money being paid, it's going to be grounded in ethnicity. It's going to be grounded on an ethnic category, Garifuna. Now understand this, the principle. You can't grant citizenship on the basis of ethnicity. I'm not reaching the practical question now as how you're going to determine who is a Garifuna. I'm talking principle at the moment. Remember, I said principle and practice. I want to dismantle this foolishness.
Dr. Gonsalves says under the existing laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a grandchild of a born Vincentian cannot get citizenship. But Garifunas all over the world will be given preference over such a child based on the honorary citizenship proposal for Garifunas by leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Annim Eustace.
A Vincentian who is born and bred here, of whatever ethnicity, has a grandchild born overseas, that grandchild can't be a citizen. But the great-grandchild, on the basis of ethnicity, presumed ethnicity of Garifuna, can get citizenship. Doesn't matter where they live. Now, would anybody tell me that this could ever be considered a serious proposal?
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Gonsalves says while he is satisfied that the Garifunas in North America will not move to SVG to live, having been given a passport or honorary citizenship, there are hundreds of thousands of other Garifunas living outside the United States, the richest country in the world.
But you have hundreds of thousands of them in Belize, Guatemala, Nicaragua, and Honduras. And the per capita GDP in those countries is much less than the per capita GDP in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's the quality of life is much less than in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm talking generally speaking. So you give them a passport. All I did was to raise the question, what are the entitlements? They're going to come here for work? They're going to come here for housing? I represent real flesh and blood people, you know.
Vincentians can soon expect to see business operations recommencing at the Utley Hall Marina. The announcement came from Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves at today's media conference. He says last week, Wednesday, Cabinet approved under his recommendation an agreement among some investors, some of whom are locals, for the leasing of the marina.
Remember I had mentioned about this before. And Cabinet approved in principle that they wanted to have a list of all the equipment which is currently there. We have to preserve, improve this place, and prevent its decline. And I was informed this morning that, because I perused that agreement when I was on the road, similarly, the one for Mount Twin Peters Hope, I was in touch with the relevant persons in the government and the public officials, including members of staff at the Attorney General Chambers. We're doing this because on the road is still have to work. I'm told that there's one issue which is outstanding to conclude the agreement for signature, and I was told what the issue was. It's not a big issue for Mountain Peters Hope for that development, and I'm hoping we can sign that pretty soon, and the company can get on the road.
The 4th Annual Conference of the Caribbean Federation Police Welfare Association, or CFPWA, commenced here today with a call for law enforcement officers from member states to work closer together in the fight against crime. At the opening ceremony at the NIS conference room, President of the CFPWA, Sergeant Brenton Smith, told the participants that since the inception of the Federation on May 25, 2015, there have been a number of challenges, including formalizing the registration process, which he announced was done on April 8 this year in Port of Spain, Trinidad. Sergeant Smith told the law enforcement officers the job of policing is becoming more challenging based on their own actions and those externally that have caused a breakdown in the relations between police officers and civilians, which they must seek to mend.
The Caribbean Federation of Police Welfare Association is aware of this challenge and intends to provide continuous education to our members in this regard. The issue of crime continues to affect us throughout the region and create a significant challenge to us as police officers. Due to the exposure and vulnerability of our islands in the Caribbean and the tightening of the borders in Central America, criminals are channeling their illegal activities, especially the trafficking of illicit drugs, through the Caribbean seas. The criminals themselves have created networks. Ever so often, you would hear of nationals from different countries, especially St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and St. Lucia, being caught together while conducting illegal activities. This fundamental problem requires an urgent attention by the CARICOM heads, police commissioners, and now all of us as CFPWA. Thus, the forging of a tight relationship among police officers in the respective territories will help in this fight.
He says while some may argue that terrorism has no part in the Caribbean, the matter must not be taken for granted or slighted.
Members of our CARICOM countries journeyed to become a part of a terrorist organization, ISIS. Therefore, we are more connected than we want to believe. We must be prepared, since we do not know what plans these terrorist organizations have on attacking our Caribbean islands. We must not be caught off guard and must improve on all aspects of our crime-fighting strategies, including our intelligence.
Pointing out that the welfare of police officers is paramount for them to perform their duties effectively and professionally, Sergeant Smith says police officers, however, must lift to their standard of performance.
If we are to demand better, we must improve on the services we provide to citizens and visitors alike. We must be cognizant of the fact, cognizant of what the public expects from us, and try our best to satisfy their wishes. The famous quote states, "To whom much is given, much is required." The commissioners of police cannot do it alone. Hence, the Caribbean Federation of Police Welfare Association intend to work closely with the ACCP in these matters. We intend to provide an avenue for training in different aspects of policing. We will also embark on marketing the different police organizations in the region so that the public would have a better appreciation of what is expected from us.
And SVG's Commissioner of Police, Michael Charles, says the meeting of the CFPWA comes at a time when most, if not all, police forces are stretched to the limit in the performance of their duties and responsibilities to citizens of the region.
It is a time when criminals have become more sophisticated and brazen in their modus operandi, mainly through their ill-gotten gains from criminal and other nefarious activities in our respective jurisdictions. Be that as it may, As law enforcement officers, we have the response to that threat with great resolve. And because of our collaborative actions and responses to breaches of law in our member states, we have had tremendous gains over the years in the successful prosecution of some of the region's most notorious criminals. I urge you not to get complacent in your fight against criminality, but rather be smarter and strategic in your approach to crime fighting. And by so doing, you will always be one step ahead of those who want to destabilize this peaceful region.
Commissioner Charles says the 21st century policing requires resilience, tact, and cooperation among the various law enforcement agencies, and that the new paradigm of policing should be intelligently led.
You can no longer depend on gut feeling. When conducting an operation or investigation, you should first seek to acquire credible intelligence before you attempt to mount an operation. You are very much aware of the disastrous consequences in faulty intelligence, so always be prepared to be on top of your game. As well as welfare associations, I happen to know that one of your main functions is to petition the police high command and government authorities for favorable working conditions and remunerations for your members. And I commend you and urge you to continue working in the best interest of them. However, I equally challenge you to use the same energy to impress upon your membership to always perform above and beyond their call of duty as police officers. As police officers, we all took an oath to protect and serve. Therefore, our first priority is to ensuring the safety and security of our citizens and their properties, whether or not the conditions under which we work and the remuneration that we receive are favorable. If, as law enforcement officers, you only perform when things are nice and in your favor, then I am of the opinion that you're in the wrong profession.
Police here have charged another man in connection with the June 10th shooting incident at the Villa Docks. Former national goalkeeper Dwayne Sandy has already been charged with the offenses of attempted murder and possession of a firearm to endanger life. Now police have laid the same charges against Rafiq Chewit. In the June 10th incident, Martin James from Villa and Natal Stapleton from Calder sustained gunshot wounds to their bodies and were hospitalized at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. When Chewit appeared before Chief Magistrate Rayshan Brown Matthias earlier today, he was not allowed to plead to the charges as they were laid indictable. Crown Counsel Carl Williams strongly objected to his bail, stating that one of the victims was still warded at the hospital. Chewit was remanded into custody until June 19th, 2015, when he, along with Dwayne Sandy, will reappear in court to have their bails reviewed. After months of hard work by students and their teachers, the 2015 RBTT Young Leaders Program came to an end today with an award ceremony at the Peace Memorial Hall. The top position this year went to the St. Vincent Boys Grammar School. The Girls High School came in second, with the St. Joseph's Convent Kingstown in third place. The students were challenged this year to become responsible digital citizens and encourage others to do likewise through their various activities carried out as part of their project. Addressing today's award ceremony, Country Manager of RBTT Bank Caribbean Limited, Fleur Nichols, says every year the Young Leaders Program, which has been ongoing for the last 3 decades, provides them with the opportunity to experience the shared brilliance and creativity of students here and throughout the region.
Students like you from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia and Grenada also participate in the RBC Young Leaders Challenge. By your participation, you have joined the regional group movement of youths who have decided not to wait to become the leaders of tomorrow. Instead, you have all decided that you can begin taking action right now and that you have the power to make a difference. You are the region's leaders of today. Every year, we seek relevance for you in our theme, and more importantly, how you can make a difference in the schools and communities in which you live. 2015 has been no different. The theme, Digital Citizenship, Responsibly Navigating Technology, proved to be quite trendy and very relevant to our youths. The depth of activity and knowledge that were in the projects also made it a very difficult task for experienced judges.
Nichols points out to the students that the new digital world is filled with fascination and pitfalls, and that they must be able to follow the rules and regulations which come with it.
And it is only then that you can become a powerful participant. You may be aware of the quote, "To whom much is given, much is required." In the online world, however, rules and social norms are sometimes unclear. Judging from the content of your projects, I am sure you understand now just how difficult responsibly navigating the digital culture can be. Technology has become so interwoven into our daily lives that it may be easy for us to overlook how it is defining who we are and the type of person we will become. At this impressionist age of life, you are likely seeking to develop a strong sense of identity and working on creating the type of person that you want to be. We hope your participation in the 2015 RBC Young Leaders theme helped you in this determination. We encourage each of you young leaders to focus on developing yourselves from within. And this starts with you having a healthy appreciation of yourself and building your self-esteem.
Prime Minister Gonsalves says he is really pleased to see the improvement in this year's CPEA examinations. Dr. Gonsalves says while more work needs to be done, he is happy that 80.9% of the students met the required standards. The Prime Minister says it is interesting to note that 11 schools recorded 100% passes, while 11 schools had passes between 90 and 99%, and 17 schools recorded passes between 80 and 89%.
So you had, in other words, 59, and if you put in the Georgetown, the school for special needs, 60 of the 67 schools would have gotten in excess of 80% passes, which is commendable. We need to look, as I indicated in my letter to Gerlin, we have to look at, see how we can even lift those schools more, and those, there are 16 schools between 70 and 79% passes, 6 between 60 and 69, 4 between 50 and 59, and 1 which is under 50% passes. Now we need to analyze these results.
According to Dr. Gonsalves, what is also notable is that the top spots in this year's examination were not taken by students in one concentrated area of the country.
What is good about these results? As you would say, the excellent results have been spread tongue and country across all occupational groups and classes, which they tell us something as to what is happening. And all these are occasions for rejoicing. When results like this happen, we have to thank God. We have to thank Him.
And the principals and teachers at 3 of the top performing schools congratulated their students on their achievements and took the opportunity to encourage other students to keep pushing for success.
I'm very elated that our students were able to perform so very well. In particular, Roshana, Nazia and Jashari. God has been very good. It's a blessing. So I am so happy. And the teachers, they really worked well too. And the parents, we had their support.
She was doing well all throughout the year. She never gave up. She was a top student, an A+, and I always call her name anywhere I go.
I'm feeling very, very ecstatic. I am enthusiastic. I'm happy that we got first place again. The student, Paige, tell us about her. Paige Cadogan, very studious, very competitive, and she always aimed for the highest. She's been an A student since kindergarten, and we want to congratulate her. We're very happy that she put us again on the map.
Math is a subject that most persons find difficult, so you found that the students gravitated to it. Do you help them to gravitate to that area?
Yes,
I did that very, very well, because I know every now and then it went well with also afternoon lessons and so forth, so that helps a lot.
We have Danielson Ferguson as our top performer at school. He placed second for boys and he's 7th overall. And well, I know we're not in the top, we're not the first place as expected and all of that, but we're glad that our students did exceptionally well. Of the 146 who wrote the exam, we have a pass rate of 138. That means that only 8 students did not make it. And you know, students struggle from time to time. We trust that they will do well when they go to school.
Proceeds from sales of bedding products in the court's promotion Sweet Retreat were handed over to Our Lady of Guadalupe Home for Girls in Canaan, Marikwa yesterday. Court's commercial manager Lisa Vera announced that the home, which is a safe haven for at-risk girls between the ages of 11 to 18, received a percentage of every sale during the May 9th to June 9th campaign, which amounted to EC $5,500. The home's director, Celine Dopwell, who received the donation, says it is a blessing in disguise, noting that the institution, founded in 2007, is under financial strain to meet the needs of the 16 young women it currently houses. She noted that the donation will go a long way in helping the Catholic institution to provide the girls who have been casualties of emotional and physical abuse with the much-needed assistance which will make their lives at home somewhat easier. Dockwell and the court's representative are calling for more businesses to offer support and assistance to the home in the interest of good corporate service. Carnival Beat is coming right up. The Adrenaline Mass Band, which will this year present its 8th mass production, says for Vincy Mass 2015, their mass band will be bigger than ever before.
Catering for a total of some 500 masqueraders, the Adrenaline Band manager Denise Ashton says they are ready for Vincy Mass 2015. Ashton says the band's production this year, an Eastern travel log, comprises of 9 sections, 2 kids and 7 adults.
Tiki Masala, we have Golden Empire, Harlem Dancer, Great Safari, Dawn in the East. That one is Congo Rainforest.
Black one.
No, the green. And Night Festival, which goes with the black. That one's missing. Okay. We have 2 kiddies. There's one Ancient Egyptians and there's another one Mother India.
Mother India. Work in the tent. How would you say work is progressing?
It's progressing fine. We are wrapping up to start deliveries hopefully next weekend.
So you say your band is almost like built, 90% to 100% built? What would you say?
85, I wouldn't say 90, about 85%. We still have a bit of headpiece work to be done because we are waiting on some feathers still and some bras.
Ashton says although all the adult female spots in the band are sold out, there are still spaces available for kids.
Our kids do not come back on Tuesday. The kiddies party is on Saturday only. On Tuesday for us is just for adults. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and happy Vincy Mass 2015. Well, I wish everyone can play with us to enjoy our fun, our hospitality, and those who did not get in this year, we hope to see you next year for sure. Register early and you will have an adrenaline experience.
Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Jamisha Wright.